with the goal of inculcating financial freedom.
I also put a lot of humor into my content delivery so that it's easy and fun to watch for people from all backgrounds and ages.
He's simplifying all things finance from stocks to mutual funds.
Having these sort of collaborations with trusted brands in our country, that sort of helps me also, it validates in the eyes of my audience that I'm also giving out, valid and truthful.
NewsX influencer A-List proudly recognizes Sharan Hegde for influence in financial management.
Hello and welcome. You're joining us on NewsX Influencer A-List. I'm Paradhi Bhanot, and with us on the broadcast today is Sharan. Now, on Instagram, he's known as Finance with Sharan. He's out there giving financial advice. So if you don't know how to handle your money or how to manage personal finances, Sharan is the person to go to on the internet. Sharan, firstly, thank you so much for being with us on NewsX Influencer A-List, and a very warm welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me here, Paridhi. Nice to be here.
So, Sharan, can you start by telling us a little about what is it that you do on the internet? What is the kind of financial advice that you give out to people?
Sure. So the kind of financial advice that I give out is something that all of us should know regardless of what we do. Because when the first thing that people think about when we hear finance is, CAs. And then we think that, all the work that is related to finance, money management is something that a CA does and not us. But that's a real shame because there are so many things that we can take control by ourselves. And when we do things by ourselves, that's when we give the utmost importance and utmost care in growing our money. So the kind of content I talk about ranges from investing in mutual funds, taxation, cryptocurrencies, real estate, insurance. So all the important things which all of us should know regardless of our background. And I try to condense all of this important information into small bite-sized 30-second form of content. So that it is easy to understand, and I also put a lot of humor into my content delivery so that it's easy and fun to watch for people from all backgrounds and ages.
So, when we talk about finances, right, you obviously want advice that you can trust, right? And on the internet, there's a lot of misinformation also that floats. It's difficult to trust everything that you consume, right? How do you kind of bridge that gap? How do you make your audience trust with the information that you're giving out? Where does that credibility aspect come in?
Right. So credibility is something that takes time to build, like any brand or any personal brand that is starting from scratch. It takes time and consistency and engagement with your audience to build that credibility. So for me, two things helped out. One is constantly engaging with my audience, not just after delivering my content. I also engage with my audience when they ask me the questions, either on the comment section or in the DMs. So that continuous engagement and clarifying their doubts builds in that trust in the audience. So that's number one. Number two is associating yourself with brands which are already trusted. So I have done live sessions with the CEO of Paytm Money. I've done live session with the strategy head of Policy Bazaar. So by having these sort of collaborations with trusted brands in our country, that sort of helps me also, it validates in the eyes of my audience that I'm also giving out, valid and truthful content. So these are the two things which help me.
And your background also must help, right? Because you work, you have a full-time day job, and you're also a financial consultant there. So kind of bringing that onto the digital space, I'm sure that has an advantage by itself also.
Absolutely. So I in my day job, I work as a management consultant for a consulting firm called PwC. So here I work with the Fortune 100 clients based out of the US on their growth and strategy projects on, finance and operation strategy. So this sort of obviously also helps me in building that credibility factor. And it's also about cross-platform presence. So a lot of people come through on LinkedIn as well, and on LinkedIn they know exactly the kind of work that I do. So when they flow from LinkedIn to my page, they know that I've already achieved all of these things, and so that's how it makes them very easy for them to follow my advice.
So where did you see the vacuum, Sharan? Sorry for cutting you off, but where was the vacuum, that you identified and said that now I want to be talking about finance on the internet? I want to be a digital content creator. What was it that you saw that kind of made you realize that this is something that needs to be done?
Right. So for me, the first thing, like for most of us, is understanding the people's perceptions in your surroundings and your immediate vicinity. So for me, what I realized that even amongst my immediate friend circle, there was an alarmingly large number of people who had no idea about what to do with their money after it hits their bank account. And these are people who are well educated and they're earning a lot of money. So that is number one. Number two, what I've realized is that the content that is currently there on the internet, it's coming in two forms. Either it's through content creators on YouTube. I'm talking about finance related knowledge here. It's either through content creators on YouTube or through articles which are written by companies. Now, articles written by companies, people don't like to read these days, and they're also very difficult to understand. Now, content created on YouTube, the problem is YouTube is a search engine at the end of the day. So people have to actively type for that particular content to understand what that is. And if you don't know what you don't know, you're not going to find that particular piece of content. So these are the two realizations that I had. And based on these, I realized I decided, let me put content on Instagram, because Instagram as a platform is so unique, because it doesn't really expect you to type something. The content comes on your feed automatically, whether you ask for it or not. So if your content goes viral and if it's actually adding value to the people, it'll go to a large number of people. So this is the gap that I found and how I invested.
So what is the age group that you generally feel reaches out to you the most? Are these young people like me, for instance? Is this the age group that seeks advice on financial matters and managing personal finances? What is the age group like?
Right. So the age group is primarily 18 to 35. So that is the major age group. That's because my platform is mostly on Instagram. That's where I put most of my content. And Instagram, by nature of the app, it doesn't appeal to people who are above 40 years old. So about 50 to 60% of my audience are in the age group of 18 to 35.
Okay. And how often do you give, let's say, updates? Because as far as finances are concerned, as far as tax laws, for instance, are concerned, mutual funds are concerned, there are constant updates that keep coming in, right? Policies change. Policies are constantly evolving. So is that also something that you keep track of and maybe explain to your audience?
Yeah, absolutely. So keeping track of the evolving nature of rules in investing and in finance is very important, because you don't want to be explaining outdated stuff to your audience. And especially if you look at some of the articles which have been written 3 or 4 years back, they are not applicable today anymore. So you need to always look at sources which are as up to date as possible, no later than 1 or 2 years. And something that I keenly follow is the budget that is announced every year. And I keenly follow what the changes are, and then try to convert it into a format which is easy to understand for everyone, and then explain it to my audience. So number one is the budget, and number two is there'll definitely be a lot of changes with the RBI releases, and there'll also be changes with the SEBI, which is the investment SEBI, which is the regulatory body for the equity market in India. So they also release a lot of new updates and rules. So constantly keeping track of that. And then that's how I, keep myself updated and ensure that my audience is getting the most up-to-date information.
So, okay, so then, let's talk about Instagram a little bit, and being a digital content creator and, from a financial perspective. As a digital content creator, do you feel that the kind of money that you earn is enough? I mean, is this something that you could take up full time, let's say, if you wanted to? What is your advice?
Right. So I think it's a long-term game. If you're starting it for the purpose of making money, then you're not going to sustain, because this is a game which requires a lot of consistency. You're not going to see profits from day one. Absolutely not. It could take, anywhere from 2 months, or it could take you 2 years to start seeing your first money coming in. But if you are able to sustain through that period of not making any money, then it becomes very lucrative, I would say. For example, in my case, the income that I earned through my content creation side hustle, it is enough to sustain my lifestyle. So I don't necessarily have to do my day job as well. But the reason that I still do both of them, because I enjoy both of them equally. So that's why I continue doing both of them. But to answer your question, it becomes a very lucrative career path if you can sustain through that period when you can't make any money, and after you cross a certain threshold, then brands will be very interested to work with you, because you have already created a very unique bond with a large number of audience, which brands are unable to do.
Yeah. And, how long did it take you, let's say, to monetize your content? And what is the usual timeline like, from what you understand, to be able to start making money off of digital content creation?
Yeah, so I was fortunate. So it took me about 2 months to start monetizing.
Wow.
So what happens is, once you cross 10,000 followers, that's when brands come to you, right? So I was fortunate that way. But I would say on an average, it would take anywhere from 1 year to 2 years. You need to be very consistent for at least 1 or 2 years. This is based on the research that I did on how much time it takes to monetize. But I was fortunate.
All right, awesome. Sharon, this has been a very, very fascinating conversation. We're so glad that you could come on the show and talk to us about finances. If you could just give us one tip before we let you go on how to manage your personal finances the best. How do you manage your personal finances? If you could tell us before we let you go.
Absolutely. Yeah, so this is a very important question. So when most people think about how to manage money, they look at the option which gives the best returns. But that is not the right thing to do. You need to first understand what your financial goals are, because at the end of the day, what is the money for? It is for fulfilling your aspirational goals. It could be either to buy a car, go for an education, or buy a home, or to retire early. So these are the goals that you have. So first thing you need to do is list out all these financial goals. And what happens is, if you have a lot of short-term goals, then the assets that you are allowed to invest in will be more towards debt category and not towards equity. But if most of your goals are long-term, then you can move more towards equities. So I would advise all people who are watching this, the first thing you need to do is understand what your financial goals are. And that will help you understand what asset classes to invest in. Once you know what asset classes to invest in, then it becomes an easy process. But first step is understanding how your money should flow into different asset classes. Once you've understood that, you are in the right path forward.
All right. Thank you so much, Sharon, for joining us on NewsX Influencer A-List, and more power to you.
Thank you, Farid.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.